Welcome to the AI for Interior Designers podcast, where creativity meets cutting edge technology. In each episode, we dive deep into the world of artificial intelligence and explore how it's revolutionizing the interior design industry. From AI powered design tools to the latest trends and innovations, we've got you covered. So plug in, relax, and let's embark on this exciting journey together. Welcome to AI for Interior Designers podcast. P.S. This intro was written by and voiced by AI to sound like your host, Jenna Gaidusek.
Hey there, designers, and welcome back for episode 26 of the AI for Interior Designers podcast. I'm your host, Jenna Gaidusek, and today I'm going to talk about anxiety. I'm going to talk about stresses that I'm still seeing and resistance to AI in the industry, and just kind of address a few of these things that I've been seeing, and also some things that I think they're just not being said, but I think a lot of people in the industry are still probably feeling them. And not just in the interior design industry, like all industries right now, when it comes to AI. So I'm in a few Facebook groups, designer related Facebook groups. I used to have one. I still technically admin it, but I try my best to not be on Facebook anymore. I built my business on Facebook in 2017 is when I first officially started it. And the Facebook group eDesign Tribe, and then it was acquired. And part of the reason why I really wanted to do the acquisition is because I just wanted to get off Facebook and Facebook groups, to be totally honest with you. Like, it is soul sucking and so just freaking negative. Like, I just, especially with the current nature of our world. But then, you try and go into some of these Facebook groups to see what the conversations are and what's happening, and it's just like, oh God. I'm like, okay, bye. I'm done. I'm gonna sign off this app. But anyway, that sparked something. Because I did kind of check in the other day, and I typically don't weigh in on any of these things, but when I see AI and questions asked, my ears perk up, and I'm like, okay, I can contribute here. And so anyway, what I'm seeing though generally is that there's still a stigma or a fear or I don't even know where to get started sense of feeling amongst our community and designers and just general industry members. So I figured that I would take a second, take an episode, and address some of these common fears, misconceptions, and really kind of be the voice of reason and reality for how designers are actually using AI, because I think there's a lot of BS out there where people are like, oh, just do it with AI. AI can do that. And it's like, probably not. Probably not. Realistically, I explore so much AI every single day, from LLMs, which are large language models like ChatGPT, to generative AI, stable diffusion, and then everything kind of in between, right? So I'm seeing what actually works in workflows, and where there's so much more human interaction than what some people are being led to believe through some of these apps, or I should say designer interaction, where some of these apps are out there saying oh, well, just design your house and virtually stage whatever and get ideas, and it's like, fine, but that's literally just the same thing as a glorified Pinterest in the end still. It doesn't bring an image into your space. That is where the designer comes into play. I'm going to say this until I am blue in the face. It is not replacing us. It is literally just saving time in different aspects of our design flow and our workflow and our marketing, for that matter, everything in business. Okay. It's that extra added something, I guess, for lack of a better word, that just elevates you to the next step. And I've already used the limitless pill as the example here, so you kind of get what I'm saying though. It's taking your ideas, your concepts, and then just amplifying them and making you think more, both creatively and, I guess, just with your ideology and concepts. It's pushing the envelope. That is what AI is doing. It is not replacing the envelope, it's just pushing it somewhere. So I don't know. My analogies suck, guys. I know that. But I think you get the idea, right? You get the gist. So let's talk about a few of these things. Number one, one of the things that comes up in every industry, it's just AI will replace human designers. And it's just not true. Like, it's just not true. There's always going to be those DIYers. They have been here since the beginning of time, right? Like, they can't afford or think that they cannot afford an interior designer. So they will look to these tools and they will try and implement these things by themselves. And they will, use virtual staging apps to try and come up with concepts. And some of them might be successful and some of them are going to fail miserably and then hire a designer because they tried it and thought that they were a designer because they had AI in their back pocket and realized, oh, that's really not a helpful tool yet, at least for people to actually like bring things to fruition. So realistically, and if you've heard any of these episodes, you know the different ways that designers can start to integrate things into their workflow to just produce better stuff. But in the end, like, we're nowhere near just people being replaced, designers being replaced by robots or technology. Like, it's just not here anytime soon. And there's always going to be a need for that human connection, human interaction, and the fact that, like, we are humans living on this planet and not living in a device, and coded with a series of numbers. Like, we are here and there is no replacement for that. Even if you create a 3D robot that literally walks around and cleans your house, that robot's not going to be designing for you anytime soon. Okay. So your job is safe. Your job is safe. Your job might change and probably will change in at least the next 6 months if it hasn't already, to be totally honest with you, but for the better, because now you have these enhancements, and the more you start to learn about them, you're just doing one little thing every day that streamlines your process and elevates your process. This is actually kind of what's coming out with the daily starting on the 1st, which is my new training program. So watch for that. I'll be talking about a little bit more soon. But doing one small thing to streamline your process with AI infused programs that you're already using, or other outside programs that can help you to do things, that is the key here. Okay. So another thing that I have seen before is AI generated designs lack originality and also like reality. Because if you've ever seen a kitchen or a bathroom designed by AI, they look beautiful, but then you really look at it, you're like, oh boy, this is obviously not real, because there's so many issues. But the debate here, I guess, on whether or not AI generated images lack originality or not, I don't know. Honestly, I find that some of them have a lot of originality in them. I think it all kind of has to do with the prompts that you're using at this point in time. Maybe back like a year ago when Midjourney was really starting to hone in on their realness and like accuracy. Maybe then that was something that was a thing where they all kind of had like a similar style to them, but not now, like not now at all. You can create insanely different and unique inspirational imagery using these generative AI. But that's all it is. It is inspirational imagery that takes a professional and somebody that knows what the hell they're doing to take it off of a picture screen and retrofit it into something that actually works in the space that they're designing for that client. Okay. So yes, they don't lack originality in this conversation where, like, they all kind of look the same, or they've got like the same styling to them and everything green or blue. Like, that's just not what it is anymore. Like, you can get insanely different and unique looking imagery. And I mean, okay, so we need to just make sure that, like, with these AI images, we're being real about it, because I'm seeing still to this day so much confusion in our industry as to like, and almost like this negativity from some people where it's like, if anybody shares an AI image, and hopefully they're sharing it, for the right reasons and not to like try and claim it as their own work. But when people share things like that and you see people that are like, well, why, this isn't real. And I was like, right. No, it's not real. Like this was not a render. This is not a real space. Like this is purely conceptual. It's a glorified Pinterest board, but it's inspiration. And this is, again, what's pushing the envelope to the creativity. So like, I see some things that come up in my AI generative images, like through Midjourney, and I use Visual Electric now too. And I see things that actually, like kitchen islands, could be cool and trending in 2025. Ironically enough, yesterday I was researching using Perplexity AI. The upcoming kitchen trends for 2025. And one of the things that I saw on that list was unique shaped islands and different types of islands. And Midjourney has been producing these things for me for like the past 4 months, like just different island options that it's basically pulling from all the imagery that it's trained on and ingested and reconfiguring with those millions of images to use my words to create something that's unique and different. So it actually is almost without me even knowing it until I checked, like trending things, which I mean, I probably should have known this. I go to all the kitchen bath shows, but I'm not a kitchen bath designer. So, but it was right on point. Like it was pushing that envelope and it was not lacking originality or creativity, but it was pushing and inspiring the creativity for the islands that could potentially come from that AI image and brought to life in, like real life, which will take people to figure out how it's made, some drawings, construction, like all your collaboration with the people that are actually making it. This is where like a homeowner is just not going to do that. They're just not going to. And that's why designers push the envelope. We get inspired by images and then we figure it out with the tradespeople to bring it to life. Okay. So your homeowner is not going to be on the cutting edge of trends because they found a really cool island that they were inspired by when they created a Midjourney prompt. They're just not going to. They're going to stay in their box. They're going to get their green island with their waterfall, white quartz, and they're going to be happy with it. But it might have been inspired by AI, but so isn't every other picture on Pinterest right now, like, so it's this pushing of the creative limits that AI is really good for. And if you look at it from that perspective and not the it's trying to steal my job perspective, then you're going to be in a much better place when it comes to AI. Okay. Here's something else. Learning AI is too complicated. And there's this one term that since I've been in the this space with education and interior design since 2018 when I launched eDesign U, there's this one term that like just drives me nuts, and it's what's the learning curve? I don't freaking know. Like everything has a learning curve. That's learning. Like that is literally, it's just learning. That is what it is. There's no curve. And also, I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know how like, can you turn on a computer? Can you type fast? Like, I don't know your technological background. But what I can say is ChatGPT is very user friendly. And even if you can't turn on your computer, even if you have an iPhone and you download the app and you literally have a conversation with it, it will talk back to you and you talk to it. You can do this. Okay. So the learning curve is you just talking to a chatbot. That is literally it. Okay. People in the industries, I don't know if it just stems from tech because these tech guys, like, it's almost like they feel cool when they can like talk in a techie way where like other people can't understand it. And I'm not saying that I'm like in the tech space, but like obviously I understand, but I'm also a designer. So like my brain is not a very technological brain, but my brain converts it to designer talk. So I think a lot of the times when designers are like, oh, ChatGPT or AI is just so much and it's too complicated and I don't have time to learn it. And it's like, and there's a learning curve, right? It's not. It's not. Chat GPT has the name chat because it is a chatbot. You literally text it like you're texting a friend, but with way more in-depth questions than your friend would be able to answer for you. Okay. And results in a matter of minutes versus me who takes, I know it's my ADHD brain and just kids, but it takes me sometimes like, 2 days to reply to text messages, where ChatGPT is boom, it is right there with your answers. And you don't have to talk like a techie. Like, you don't have to try and like use all these words. Like, it is trained on human produced content. Okay. So it understands human language and it speaks back to you in human language. You can even tell it, that's too, I can't understand your answer. It's too high level for me. Can you tell me like I'm 6? And it will do that for you. You just need to ask it. Okay. So is there a learning curve? No. Is there learning involved? Yes. But is it worth it? 100%, because this is not going anywhere. And it is now starting to become infused with so many, if not all, of your apps. If it isn't now, they're working on it. Okay. Because it is infiltrating every single app that you currently use. All right. So you are using AI. I can tell you that right now, whether you want to or not, there's some form of AI integration. Don't fight it, guys. Don't fight it. It is here to make your life better. Some of them are better than others. Some of them are definitely a waste of time at this point, but they're going to be better very, very quickly. We're rapidly increasing the just like the use cases, the intelligence of GPT, and other models. I mean, there's other models that are smarter than ChatGPT. Up until last week when they released their newest version, which they say is like 180 or something on the what is it? What is the scale when you IQ scale, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember all the numbers. I was reading something last night late, but they're saying that that one is at the top now. So it's always just like, who's smarter, and with all these different AI models, and that's pushing the race. So these things that are weird right now, they're not going to be weird for very long. Like, they're going to get better. Okay, so this is a really great question that I also hear, and that's, won't clients or clients won't value my work if I use AI? And everything that I just said justifies the fact that AI is not running your designs. AI is not creating your designs. You are. You're just finding inspiration in a new way. And you're also finding ways to cut out time on monotonous things like taking transcripts from calls. Okay, so I use Fathom. You guys should definitely listen to that AI note taker recording episode if you haven't already. But I use Fathom when I'm recording messages, or sorry, not recording messages, when I'm having Zoom meetings or anything that I'm doing virtually, where I'm having a meeting with somebody else. I record it using my Fathom recorder, and it also takes a detailed transcript of everything that was said. Now, my sister, who is an attorney in California, called me last week and was like, "Do you have a Plod? Plod? Plaid? Plod? I don't know." Sounds like Plod, like Claude. Plaud. And I was like, no, not yet. Why? This is, and if you're watching on YouTube, you can kind of see it's super teeny tiny. It like fits on your phone, or you can just put it in the middle of the room. For the designers that are not doing recorded videos for Zoom and you're doing in-person meetings primarily, use one of these. So my sister said, the first time they meet, they're always like, okay, hey, just so you know, this is being recorded. And then after they sign the contract, just like us, you can say, going forward, all meetings will be AI recorded for note taking and everything like that. And this would actually just like kind of attach to my phone. There's another hookup here, and it listens to the calls that I turn it on for. You have to turn it on, and it is real-time note taking and giving me action steps that it's recording after that. So getting back to like AI, or clients won't value my work if I use AI, that is AI, right? If we lump AI into this one ChatGPT bucket, we're doing ourselves a disservice, because that use of AI with the recording now just streamlined my client intake process. It took every single note. I now take my notes from these calls, I put them into ChatGPT, upload this transcript, and then I say, give me a list of everything I need to do based off of this call. And that gives me my action steps for revisions, for client, project and ideation, and, initial conversations, reviews. You could do this with your teams, with your meetings, and then have actionable steps for every single person laid out, whether it's that virtual Fathom recording or if it's on this one here. I mean, this is AI, and this is helping you to give your clients a better experience. All right. So, who cares if you're using this? Who cares if you're using AI? Be transparent about it from the get go. Make sure that if you're using this process, you're putting it into your contract so that you don't have to say it every time and they're just aware. But this is helping your client receive a better experience. So, saying my clients won't value my work if I use AI, I honestly don't know a workflow without AI anymore. I don't want a workflow without AI anymore because I don't have time for that. I have developed workflows now that literally propel me from step to step and allow me to do my work, I don't know, 10 times faster. Like, I can't put a number on it, but like the amount of work that I can now create because I don't have to sit here and like read my chicken scratch notes and try and decipher what we talked about on that meeting. Everything is bullet pointed, everything is laid out. I can literally send it to my calendar and create task events from it. Like, if you're not using tools like this, man, you are just like so missing out. You're so missing out right now. And there's designers that are going to beat you to the punch, like that are using this and they're just optimizing every element of their business. It's not just about the pretty pictures and the blog posts, guys. It is about like getting your shit together. Okay. Like, how many designers have I talked to that act like they have it all together and very much do not on the back end? Like, let's be honest here. Let's be honest with ourselves. There is probably about 5% that have it together. And the rest of us are just kind of acting like it. I mean, for me, like, there are months where I just do not have my shit together. And there are months that I am so with it. Like, it is just a cycle of life. But I'll tell you what, like with AI, it's hard to miss a beat because you have these things in place. So once you have good processes that work for you, and what I do might not work for you, but there's other tools out there that might be better fit for you. Once you have that, you're going to be like, man, how did I operate before this? So I'm going to keep this episode short and sweet as I usually do, but I just want to take that like stigma and the anxiety out of like, where do I start? Is it going to, affect my clients? Is it going to be a negative thing? Like, there's just a few things that I want to leave you with so that you can be in a better place next month or like going forward, where it's like, it's not scary, it's not making you anxious. You now understand a little bit more, hopefully, that it's a helpful tool and there's different things that are going to help you. And it's not just those damn pictures that people are posting on social media and trying to pawn off as their own. Like, yes, that's probably pissing off a lot of you guys, but that's not it. That is surface level AI, guys. Let's get into it. All right. Let's actually make it work for us. So start small. Okay. If you're just starting out with AI, start small. Grab that ChatGPT app, even the free version. By the way, for those of you that are commenting in these Facebook groups saying, hey, I tried ChatGPT, it sucks. Yeah, probably did. If you're using the free version and you don't know what to ask and you didn't train it on your information, I'm sure it sucked for you. So there's other ways to actually use it. Okay. So start small though. Grab that ChatGPT app. Go ahead and just ask it any question. Ask it what to make for dinner and tell it what's in your fridge. That's what I always like to tell people. Like, just start small. Ask it to help you with a day-to-day task or just plan out your day, Um, education and staying on the up and up. I just told you how fast this industry is moving, how quickly these updates are happening to all of these different AI models, and how smart they're getting very, very quickly. So stay up to date. October 1st, my new program called The Daily will be releasing, and this is Monday through Friday, 5 days a week, all month long, pre-recorded. Okay, so you can watch them, but they're released every single day, 20-minute or less training actionable steps for interior design industry members. Okay, so not just interior designers. This could also apply to teams, marketing, anybody really in the industry. I show you different techniques, and each week has a theme. So we'll start with things like ChatGPT and getting the basics. One week we're going to build custom AI assistants. Another week we're going to really hone in on Midjourney. So every week there is a set training schedule. Every morning you're going to receive that training video. You can watch them on demand that day, implement it immediately during your morning breakfast or coffee. Or if you want to binge all those on Saturday when you have more time and just kind of sit down and watch them all, you can. Or if you want to just watch them in 2 months from now, you can. However, with how fast everything is moving, I recommend that if you're going to be a member of the daily and you're going to be looking to all these training capsules every day, do them or at least watch them, because they could potentially be obsolete by the time I train that again in the next 3 months or so, because these will kind of be rotating with updates and new content. And then also just different integrations. So this is why I have chose to, after a year of launching AI for interior designers, move from the core classes that I currently offer, which is ChatGPT, DALL-E, AI and print on demand, and Midjourney class. I'm now moving to the daily format because so many programs are connected and work well together that it doesn't make sense to have individual classes for individual programs when so many of them can be infused to create workflows. So that is what the daily is about. All right. I will have all the information releasing soon. Cannot wait for this. And the first class will be launching on October 1st. So watch the podcast, watch my Instagram, make sure you're on my email list, because I'm going to be sending out information when this is open. Okay, doors are not open yet. They will be soon, right after I record this, probably next week after this one comes out, before I head out to Santa Fe, where I'll be speaking at the IDS National Conference this year about AI. So I hope to see some of you guys there. But yeah, I'm going to sign off for the day. I actually am teaching a AI virtual workshop today for the woodworker it's Closet Con and woodworking community. And I think there's about 200 people signed into this one today. So very, very busy week. I got 3 private trainings and then off to IDS pretty soon. So all of this fun stuff, though, is going to be boiled down to the daily. And I am so excited because I can't wait to see you guys implement things. That is the point of this entire program. Watch it, learn it, do it, and then see if it works for you. That is what the daily is all about. All right. So thank you all for listening today. Really appreciate having you here. Make sure you subscribe, share with your designer friends, and I will see you next week for a new episode of AI for Interior Designers. See you soon.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of the AI for Interior Designers podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and tune in next week for more AI tips for your design business. See you next time.